Hi there. We're just getting connected to go live on Facebook. Just hang for a second.
Yeah, this is of course not going to go as smoothly as I thought for the first time, is it? Okay, so we'll go ahead and play that. There we go. And just going to connect now to YouTube. Oh, okay. Looks like we're only going to be able to connect to one at this point in time. So we'll carry on with that. I'm going to copy the streaming link. So for those of you who are watching, thank you for joining us. I'm just going to post the link into our Facebook group so you can watch live and join us there. So I'll connect this, and Tammy, if you want to carry on, we're good to go.
Hola, bienvenidos, mi amigas. Welcome, friends, to the 5th episode of A New View on Travel. We'd like to say happy Cinco de Mayo Day and happy Travel Agent Day to all our lovely travel agent friends out there.
Hola.
¿Cómo está? How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in.
Bueno.
Good, good. Excelente. I'm your host, Tammy Prost with 𝒂𝒓𝒄𝒂𝒑𝒄𝒉𝒆 Destination Weddings and Travel, Inc., located in Saskatchewan. We have Sherry Coleman with Robert Q Travel out in Godridge, Ontario. And we have Christine Turner with 𝒂𝒅𝒅𝒄𝒂𝒑 out in Vancouver. And we want to say a big happy birthday to you, Christine. Welcome and join the Foxy 50 Club.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
So
yeah,
we have
it doesn't feel 50 yet, that's for sure. I feel like I'm still in my 40s, and I think because of COVID, I'm taking a year, and I'm holding on to 49.
For sure. You should, definitely. So we have a fun show today, so please feel free to do up a conversation with us by typing in any questions that you might have. Tell us where you're from. Where's your favorite Mexican destination? So we'd love to hear from you. So give us a thumbs up, give us a heart like, give us an emoji. Let's hear from you where you want to go on your next Mexican vacation. With that being said, we also want to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Facebook group page, which is Facebook/groups/A New View on Travel. So we decided that this show is going to be a little less newsy and a lot more fun as we want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. We're going to be making some of our favorite margarita drinks, discussing all things Mexico, where's the top luxury resorts, the budget-friendly resorts, your favorite Mexican snacks on resort, cooking option, tours and excursions, and much, much more. And then plus, we're also going to talk about revenge travel. Have you heard of this? Stay tuned as we'll be telling you why you need to know what this is. So with that being said, we're going to just do a quick little update on the latest news. So Sherry, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Hola. So this week, over the last couple weeks, I guess, Transat finally got a government bailout in the amount of $700 million. So we are starting to see refunds come through for our clients for that. It could take a while, be warned. They're given like a 3-month waiting list to see any of this money come back. But it's nice to see that the government helped Transat out as well. Hopefully this keeps them going for a lot longer. The hotel quarantine challenge that they had appealed, the first one fell through, the second one has now fallen through, but I think they're going to try and do another one to try and lift this quarantine or get rid of it completely sometime in the summer, or maybe early June, I think. The Canadian government is sitting on millions and millions of unused rapid tests. So hopefully we can get those, the tests in the airports, in all our Canadian airports, so we can get those travelers up and at them. Trudeau says he's all for it, but provinces need to reach out on their own to make it happen. A little bit of cruise news. Exciting to see that the CDC has now committed that they will be operating in US ports by summer. So that is good. And Canada is moving forward with plans to develop a vaccination certificate or a vaccine passport. We kind of thought, I know at the beginning when all this started, Trudeau was saying that he wasn't really on board with it, and wasn't a big deal, but somewhere down the line, he's changed his tune quickly. And I feel that those will be in action before we're all fully vaccinated. They're really putting this together. So be prepared that you need to be likely vaccinated if you're going to do any international travel. I was also just reading a fun little fact to help. We were talking about adults being vaccinated and the age groups and the categories that it's coming down to, you can, if you're over 40 now, you can get or over
30.
Nope, over 40, I think it was AstraZeneca in the pharmacies. And then they've now, within the next week or two, 30 and up should be able to get Pfizer. So also just literally an hour ago, I read that Health Canada has given the authorization to give Pfizer to children's now 12 and up, not originally at 15. So the age is dropping for them, for the young teens as well. So that's nice to see. And I think it looks like we're headed in the right direction. Yesterday, Trudeau did a brief meeting. He is sitting on the fence with his words cautiously, I'm sure. But a month ago, there was no way we would see the borders open up by summer or even fall. As of his little comment yesterday, if these people still keep getting vaccinated and the rates are going down, that perhaps by summer, early summer, we could have those borders open. So I can't wait to see that happen. It's
I need a holiday. I can't wait.
I know. It's just things are heading in the right direction, and it's nice to see that. So that's about the news. There wasn't a whole lot other than a lot of emails coming through wishing us a happy travel agency. So
Indeed.
Yeah,
It'll be
that's
interesting to see what they do with the vaccine passport, because they are talking about that for international. But as you mentioned yesterday, Sherry, there isn't any discussion about this for people outside of the travel agent community don't really know that there is a distinction for travel to the US, and that is this funky column called transborder.
Mhm.
And so we have, obviously, domestic would be within Canada, no vaccine passport required for that currently. Same for transborder. So going to Vegas, where you've got people flying in from all over the world,
Mhm.
there is no current requirement for a vaccine passport for
It
that.
should be one and done.
I agree. I know that's going to limit people, and I know that's going to have people upset, but it's the only way to protect against the variants,
Right. Yeah. I think, definitely it should be one and done. It shouldn't be, it's just going to create confusion for, like we were talking to Tammy yesterday too. It's going to create confusion on, well, do I have to prove it to go here? Do I have to prove it there? And then we're going, well, no, but yes, but no, but yes, but most everywhere in the world is doing it. Like any country that's open right now are saying, you're fully vaccinated, you can prove it, come on in. Yeah. And I don't know why Canada would try and make something difficult again. Well, yeah, we do know why. It's just keep it simple, stupid. Like let's
exactly
and not try and mess things up. That's what I think they should do. But
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So revenge travel and vaccinations. Have you heard of this? Something new that's been popping up over the last couple months now that we're seeing throughout the travel industry. So Christine, did you want to maybe tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so basically what's happening, it's an interesting concept, revenge travel. And the revenge is basically against that COVID thing. It's not against a person, it's not against the government. It's revenge against COVID for being cooped up for the last year. And look, we've all got, I'd hop on a plane tomorrow if I could do so safely. But we've all got pent up desire to go away, whether it's to, go skiing, whether it's to go play some slots in Vegas, hit the beach, shopping in Europe, whatever it is, or those fabulous pizzas that you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Sherry. Still want to go and try these. So what's happening is there's a lot of pent-up demand, and because the Americans are so much further ahead in their vaccination process than we are, they're about 15% higher in terms of overall population being vaccinated for the first dose. So they're way ahead of us for second dose. And so people in the States, we're seeing a shift in paradigm where they're really feeling more comfortable booking travel again.
Mhm.
And what's happening is the hotels for Christmas, for upcoming Thanksgiving, for next year's spring break, and these hotels are filling up, and they're filling up because the Americans are booking them. And
Mhm.
yet here in Canada, we kind of have, a lot of travel agents are feeling a bit like we've kind of been beaten and then beaten again and then beaten again. And now we're being beaten again. And nobody really wants to book because they don't want to take that risk. And the thing is, there's some really good programs out there with the different tour operators where you can pay 50 or $100, and then you can cancel with a full refund, not a credit, but a full refund, certain timelines and stuff like that, restrictions. But there's some incredible deals out there. So book now. We just booked actually another trip for December of this year. And we looked at pricing on Sunday. By Monday, it had gone up about $150. I looked again today and it's gone up another $50. But what's going to happen is, as you mentioned, Tammy, the other day, the hotels in Mexico and the Caribbean currently still have occupancy limits.
Yeah.
So if they can only fill the hotel to 50% or 75%, now you've got less supply, you've got increased demand.
Supply and
So
demand.
that's what prices are
Yeah.
just going to keep going up. So I say book now, as long as you can book something that's risk-free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Book
had that
now,
happen to
travel
me
later.
last week, too. Last week, I had the same thing happen when I was booking something. The price was like within 20 minutes different. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
You said 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we see that. I mean, we've seen it before, when things are sold out, like everybody's waited till the last possible minute to book their trip before they go away on March break or something like that. And like, well, this is what it is right now. And like, literally, I've had it happen where I've been typing in the credit card number and poof, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, so it's going to be worse now. The rates are going to jump fast once they're low, and it's just,
and
again,
all those clients that had to sadly cancel over the last year and a half that are all sitting on future travel credits, you're going to want to use those up, and you might not have that favorite resort that you were hoping to go back to because it's been booked up, or the pricing has increased or whatnot. So if you're ready to travel and you're going to feel comfortable come like the new year, book now, travel later with a risk-free option. So
definitely.
Peace of mind.
Yes. So now it's time to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Enough of the news. Let's have some fun. So anybody that's out there that's maybe joining us with a cocktail, why don't you let us know? Give us a quick little text, quick little message, and let us know what your favorite drink is. And we're going to have some fun here. So the first thing I wanted to say is, did you know the meaning of Feliz Cinco de Mayo, which is Spanish for the 5th of May, also known as the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla? It's a holiday celebrated in only some parts of Mexico and the United States in honor of a military victory in 1862 over the French forces of Napoleon III. So, ladies, Mexico doesn't celebrate, most places in Mexico don't celebrate this day as opposed to the way the Americans and the Canadians do. Why do you feel that is?
I think it's an excuse to have a taco and a Mexican beer or a margarita.
Yeah, just a fun holiday.
Yeah, it is. Cinco de Mayo, like it's just festive, and just having some of that Mexican good food and drinks that you sadly aren't in Mexico. And there's a lot of resorts in Mexico that will celebrate it just for the fact that they're catering to their clients in destinations. So it's a good holiday, and we're happy to be celebrating it with you guys today. And we'd like to celebrate a little bit more with some margaritas. Can't have a Cinco de Mayo fiesta without some margaritas. So what's everybody drinking today?
What have you got,
I
Sherry?
will be having a frozen margarita rimmed with salt and lime. It's my favorite, and I'm going to make it right now while you guys are talking, so I'm going to mute myself.
All right. And I believe that you're using your Margaritaville blender too.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get this baby in here because look at this. Oh, there it is.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's like industrial size. Tammy,
Yeah.
why are we not there?
I know. I was just going to say, why don't you live closer?
Am
So
I
I could.
muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we
I can hear you. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
And I'm
blending.
Yeah, blend away, girl, blend away. I'm going to do a little bit of shaky with margarita on the rocks. So I'm just going to have some Cabo Wabo tequila and some margarita mix, and I'm going to shake it in my shaker. So I'm going to also mute myself so we're not shaking it in your ear.
And my cabana boy has just dropped off my drink, and I have a spicy jalapeno mango margarita, a la roca on the rocks, of course. None of this blended stuff for me. Too much brain freeze, right? All right, Sherry, you are still muted. There you go. What flavor margarita did you make?
Lime. And my favorite is I like my Jose Cuervo Gold. That's my favorite. So I'll cheers you. Salute.
Cheers. Salute.
Oh, salty.
Alrighty.
Bits of jalapeno in there.
Back.
Crunchy, crunchy. And now what flavor have you got there, Sherry? Tammy?
Oh, I'm lime flavor as well. I love my lime. So I'm just Cabo Wabo tequila and some margarita lime juice and shaken with a salted rim.
Nice.
Awesome.
Salud.
Salute.
Salute.
Speaking of margaritas, did you know that tequila is made from the blue agave plant, which is grown in 5 different regions in Mexico? The culture of drinking tequila is actually meant to be sipped on, like you would Scotch or bourbon. It's not known as the North American culture where we like to lick it, salt it, lemon it, lime it, whatever, and shoot it.
Shot.
So they treat it like a passion, like a connoisseur of tequila, and they drink it as much as the Italians drink their wine. Like it's a shot, and it's 2 ounces they use. So that's and a couple shots at breakfast and a couple shots at lunch and a couple shots for supper. They're drinking it all the time, and there's so many different flavors of tequila out there. These plants are huge. It reminds me of a pineapple for me to describe to you, with the spiky leaves, the agave leaves that go out, and then they use the heart of the plant for distilling their tequila. So it takes about 12 years before they'll harvest.
Wow.
That's not like planting corn in the spring and taking it off in the fall.
Yeah.
It's a
better
process.
with age. Yeah.
It's a process. There are famous people out there that have their own tequila brands, like Sammy Hagar has his Cabo Wabo. The Rock has one called Mana, and George Clooney has one called Casa Amigos.
Yeah,
so
nice.
It's nice to try all the different brands. I like to try them all, just so I know what's good and what's bad. Do you have a favorite?
Mas tequila. Salute, Sammy.
That one's white, right? That one's the clear one?
No,
oh, it isn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have 2?
It's a reposado.
I didn't know.
I think he's got. He's ventured into I think any type of tequila. I think he's into the rum now too. So,
do you have a preference, Tammy or Christine?
Well, I haven't been much of a tequila drinker. Never was until going to a resort and going up to the premium bar, as one does. And I just wanted a beer or a glass of white wine, and the guy was sitting there drinking tequila, and he's like, "No, you should have some tequila." And I was like, "Oh, no, can't do that." And so I mentioned something about the burn, and he said, "Oh no, you got to try this stuff. It's the smoothest thing I've ever had in my life." And it was the 1800 Reposado, I think, the sort of rectangular pyramid-y kind of bottle.
Mhm.
And so, of course, the bartender's like, "Oh, you must try it. Here you go." And instantly there's this glass in front of me. And he says, "You just sip it. You don't shoot it, like you said." And I took a sip, and I was waiting for the fire, and there was nothing. It was just so smooth, kind of like if you have a really crummy chocolate bar from the dollar store that has been sitting there for 5 years, versus going to a Mexican chocolate where it's just been mixed together, and it's just like, okay, that's what chocolate's supposed to taste like. Yeah, it was really good. So yeah.
Nice.
Anything that's like really expensive, I figured that's got to be good.
Well, for the most part, I know with the tequila, the clear stuff, like I can't even remember. I can see the bottle in the store. I would never drink it, but it's like the low end. And they do have different grades. They have the white, the silver, the gold. And I like the gold myself because I find it's the smoothest. But we did a tequila tasting test in Mexico a few years ago when we were on a fam. And, they would pair it with the food, with the cheese and all different types of food for different type. And there must have been 10 shots of tequila set up. And they weren't the 2 ounces, they were 1. But they were paired with each food. And I can tell you, I do not remember a whole lot after that session. I couldn't tell you even which one tastes the best now. After that, seriously don't remember. But it's fun. It's fun to do little stuff like that when you're down south, especially in Mexico.
I think that's one of the reasons why they make the bottles different colors and different shapes, is because they know that I mean, obviously not, but there's definitely some brand recognition. Everybody knows the white bottle with the blue thing at the top, and the like I said, the 1800 bottle, and all these ones, Humidor and all that. I do have a safety tip for you though, for people who are doing
Christine, yes, I forgot. I noticed that Tammy and I both have salted rims and you don't. Why is that?
I don't. Well, and I keep doing this because my lips are dry. And so I find that having the salted rim, even with a Bloody Mary or a Caesar, being Canadian, the salt really, really is rough on my lips. Yeah. So I do prefer to get it without. But another thing is, did you guys know that there is such a thing as a Margarita Burn? Have you heard of this before? No. It's a real thing. People call it a Margarita Burn because the actual technical term for it is phytophotodermatitis. Try saying that after you had 3 margaritas. No. And basically what it is it's a reaction from the sun and any kind of citrus juice. So, for example, if you have a margarita and you squeeze it and you take the lime and put it to your side, and let's say you're laying on a lounge chair. This is a true story, by the way. Put it on the lounge chair beside you on the towel, and it's rubbing up against your skin, but you're laying in the sun. Well, suntan lotion or not, you will almost certainly get a rash, and it's because of the way the lime juice interacts with the sun. So it's actually can cause a pretty significant burn. And unlike a regular, we're into barbecue season now, unlike that, this sucker lasts for like 3 or 4 weeks. So really? Yeah, so be careful. If you're drinking, drink safely. Be careful where you put your lime.
Always drink safely.
Yeah. Beware those limes. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I don't want that burn. I've never had that burn.
No, I'm kind of scared now because I'm a big lime drinker and I haven't had that happen. So I'll just have to,
Good tip, Christine.
Now you know.
Yeah, good one. So with that being said, after we've had some drinks, we're going to need some good snack foods when we're at the resort. So what are your ladies' go-to Mexican snack foods?
You've done some tastings, haven't you, Tammy? Sherry? It's the tequila already.
I thought that a minute ago when I was about to say something. I'm like, Yeah, we've done the tequila tasting. That, I mean, again, I said that before. It's just a really neat thing to do. It's not really so food oriented, but I solely go to Mexico to eat pico de gallo. Like I could literally like, fill up my plate with pico de gallo, some guac, and just eat it with the spoon. I don't need anything else. Maybe a chip or two here and there, but pico de gallo is just my favorite. That cilantro, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And a lot
so
of people
fresh.
don't like cilantro too. So I love it. That's like, I mean, that's nothing fancy, not my fanciest meal I've had in Mexico by any means, but it's definitely my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love the you know, with the cooking courses that they do, you know, you sit there and get some fresh guacamole, or I've seen them make ceviche before, which is a fun thing, you know, where it's almost like the fish is cured in lime juice and vinegar, and served fresh again with the pico and
Love it.
you know, all this fresh ingredients and stuff like that. Lots of fun.
Yeah, I love shrimp ceviche and fresh fish tacos. I remember Jojo's at El Dorado's. I crave the fish tacos at El Dorado still to this day. It's just they're just, the batter is just that kind of that teppanyaki, no, tempura type batter, and then the fresh shrimp ceviche. And the other thing, and it's because of Cinco de Mayo, I've been in a kind of a Mexican funk, so I was craving a lot of Mexican foods. I actually made street corn last night for supper.
Oh, did
we
you?
Actually had, and shrimp tacos. But we made shrimp Mexican street corn called esquitos. You can find it at some of the resorts, and it's quite common out on the local streets in Mexico. And it's just corn, usually on a cob, and it's just kind of slathered in kind of mayonnaise, sour cream, bacon, lime juice, and like cottage cheese, I think it is. It's kind of a thicker kind of cheese.
The cajita cheese.
So something like that. And wonderful, excelente.
On a cob of corn.
On a cob of corn, yeah.
That's like walking around Disney with a
turkey leg.
Chicken leg.
Or you can get it in a container.
I think I would go for that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so there's a lot of taco places that have become really famous, and one of the ones is at the Hyatt Ziva Los Cabos. They've got a taqueria in the main family section of the pool area. And that's where they've got the fish tacos and stuff like that. But if you go over to the adult only pool area, they've got a grill there. And you can literally Google on TripAdvisor, search for Maria Hyatt Ziva Los Cabos tacos. And there's like a whole bunch of posts that'll come up. Maria is famous. She makes these carne asada tacos. And it's basically like meat on a spit. So it's cooked up like a shawarma style, and she just shaves it off. Yeah. My mouth is watering. It's like just so good. And after a couple hours in the sun and a couple of margaritas, it's just the perfect snack.
Need to check it out next time I'm there. So speaking of resorts, ladies, which would be your top luxury hotel and your top budget friendly hotel in Mexico? Christine?
Well, I would say for luxury, I'm a big fan of the Hyatts, and I know I was going to say a different product or different resort, but I'm going to go with the Hyatt Ziva Cancun, and I'm going to say it for a few reasons. Number one, spectacular beaches. Number two, there's a candy counter. It's like you walk into this candy room, they've got candy, they've got cakes, they've got brownies, they've got cotton candy, they've got ice cream. It's all freshly made on site. But they don't stop there. If you're not an adult child and you have more adult tastes, they have a bar on site where they make their own craft beer. So they're making their own craft beer. This is a bar. They've got tacos, chicken wings, you name it. And the beers are all included. So these things are all included. So from a luxury perspective, it's kind of cool to have something a little bit different on offer for snackage. Plus they've got lots of little pop-up food carts and stuff like that on the property.
Nice.
Or more budget, I gotta say my favorite would be the Fiesta Americana Puerto Vallarta. It's in a great walkable location. I mean, it's a bit of a hike to the Malecon, but I've done it many, many times. And it's just the food is really good there. The drinks are really good quality. The service is fantastic. The hotel itself is a little bit on the older side, but if you check out pricing, the value is shockingly good for what you
Oh,
get.
good.
So those are my two. What about you, Sherry?
Mexico. 𝒂𝒂𝒑𝒄𝒂𝒑. It probably is one of the nicest resorts that I've really ever seen, and I can explain why. It's the attention to detail and the in the decor, and every single thing in that resort has been made from or by the Mexicans. It's everything,
Nice.
like absolutely everything. The coffee tables, the tables in the front lobby when you walk in, the light fix, everything is Mexican based, and I really like that they used that and they didn't import to make that build. It's very authentic, and it does very much feel like a Mexican place. It's a top-notch resort. It's like a 5+, and it's the, what do you call those things that they,
Oh, the hats.
The things you put on the door to.
Oh, the do not disturb signs.
Yeah, those
Do not
things.
disturb. Yeah.
Yes, they have them. They look like
Okay, no
little,
more tequila on the show, guys.
I swear, someone just tried to call me on my thing, and it got they make them out of like twine or some sort of, what do we call that, Tammy?
It's local, I'd say, yeah, some
It's
sort
like a
of
twine.
local twine, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like binder twine, but it's thick, and it's a ball that you hang on your door. So it's just this cute little thing,
Like a
and that's your
knot.
do not disturb. It is kind of like a knot. Yeah, it's
Do
just
not.
the
Do not.
hats. You have a sun hat in your room, a straw hat. Everybody gets one. And
Yeah.
you can take it down to the pool area and get your name put on it if you so wish. And that's a nice
wait,
gesture.
whoa.
You get to
What do you
keep the
mean?
hat. They have hats,
do you mean
like sun hats.
And you get to put your name on it. How?
Yeah. Well, I think they take them down to the main lobby to the pool area, and there's a guy, an artist there, that will draw your name, or actually I've seen them with pictures and paintings of different stuff on these people's hats. And then you get to take it home as a sun hat for at home. Or take it back
That's
when
a
you
nice,
go to Mexico.
Nice,
That sounds
souvenir.
so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really neat. It's just
You know
and the
what?
food
Something
is
like
top-notch.
that would just, between any other resort, if it was the same price, that would have me right there.
And there's more. There's so much more there. Tammy,
Little
you've been there.
personal-
We've both been there a
Personal
couple
details.
times.
Yes, I've stayed there, and just everything about it. I remember being there for one of the showstoppers, I think we were, and the poolside menu. Oh my God, if I had the picture, if I would have remembered to grab a picture, we had probably a tray that was probably 3 feet by 3 feet wide. And on that, and it wasn't just me, there was a few other agents that we all
sure.
kind of had snacks on, but we had everything from fresh full fish, this big, ceviche, tacos, nachos, hamburgers, everything. Like the poolside food menu is just fabulous. The poolside lounger chairs are just comfy as can
They're
be.
so nice. The bally beds in the water, in the pool, those are so beautiful.
Yeah. And
So
the black pool makes the water warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good resort. I like that one.
My favorite.
Sure. Yeah. And what about a budget one, Sherry? You got any
I don't
tips on
know.
a budget one?
I think everybody probably agrees, like especially some of the older Ryus. I mean, Ryu's Ryu. I'm not going to knock it. I do like it. I've stayed in a few, but you get the old ones that, the original ones that were built. They're still good, but there's other ones out there that are so much better.
Yeah, a lot of those Rios now have been updated with kind of more gotten away from that Mexican theme, and now kind of gone a lot more modern looking. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So my luxury resort, besides 𝒂𝒂𝒑 for sure, I would have to say LeBlanc's, both in Cabo and Cancun. I've stayed at both, and there's just something about having your own butler. I'm not gonna lie. Having your own butler to just do a quick little app and say, I'll be up in about an hour. Can you have my bath ready? And it'll have bubbles ready and aroma scented, and your bottle of wine and glass, all their house coat or your house coat and slippers all ready to go. So yeah, LeBlanc's for sure would be probably one of my high ones, just because their views from from the hotel rooms, ocean views, and just the services smack on. And then for budget wise, I'd probably say too, Rios is one of my more popular budget friendly resorts, especially from our area. They are very popular, both mostly from PV and Cabo, the ones in Cabo. And I've stayed at the new one in Cabo, the adult only one, the Baja California. And they've got locations nailed down. Like you can't be on a better location than where the Rios are in Cabo, and walking distance to to the Mandano Beach, and then just a short little quick jaunt to main town, and that ocean view with the arches right there. So arches, probably Rios are probably my good budget friendly ones.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So then let's talk about tours and excursions. When in Mexico, have you guys done a lot of tours and excursions? What would you kind of recommend as kind of some must-sees if you're going there for a 1-week vacation, first time?
I think you'd have to head down to Tulum and Chichen Itza for sure. I think the neatest time to be there is the time, is it the summer solstice? I think, where they have that serpent that shows up when the sun hits the side of the pyramid right at the exact same time. It's like an aha moment to see this thing there that you can't see at any other time until that sun hits it right exactly at the right time. And it doesn't last long either. So that's really exciting to see. I think people should all take a trip, make the trip down to Tulum and the Chichen Itza and see the ruins.
I've been to Tulum, but I haven't been to Chichen Itza yet. So that's still on the bucket list to get down there for sure.
Lots of time.
I'll be making up. That revenge travel is going to be on. I'll be on that revenge travel list for sure.
All will be.
Yeah, for sure.
Christine, what about you? What's your kind of go-to tours and excursions?
Going to Cabo San Lucas, obviously whale watching is a really fun thing. And some of the resorts like the Santos Finisterre, even in the most basic room, you're facing the ocean and you can see the oceans. So you can see the whales playing in the ocean. So that part is really fun, but also the marina is right there. And you cannot go to Cabo San Lucas without going deep sea fishing. Now, I'm really not good on the water. Give me about 20 minutes on any boat in the calmest waters and I'm getting seasick. And this will last pretty much the duration of the trip. But a lot of people don't know, and I think this is such a shame, that if you go deep sea fishing in Cabo, you can actually have your fish cleaned, filleted, packaged and frozen, and you can bring it home. You just have to declare it. But we've done a few trips, some super successful, some not so much. But it's a great way to come home with a freezer full of fish.
Great fish too.
Really great fish. Yeah, I mean, we're talking ahi-ahi, or mahi-mahi, tuna, and and the wahoo is actually really good. And a lot of the resorts will cook it up for you fresh. So, we had some wahoo that we caught. We took it up to the front desk and said, "Is it possible for the chef to cook us dinner with this?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we do it all the time." And they just cooked it a few different ways so we could sample it, and it was actually a really good inspiration for some meals when we came home. So lots of fun.
Cool. I enjoy just walking down to the Malecon when you're in Puerto Vallarta. Just walking down the Malecon, hitting the little shops and stopping in all the little bars along the way. I think on one of the days, I can't remember, Tuesday or Thursday, they have this big kind of festival, nighttime festival for kind of the locals. So it's a fun time to be down there, kind of partying it up with the locals. And also the other thing in Puerto Vallarta is La Calitas. It's about an hour boat ride from the marina in Puerto Vallarta, and they host the rhythm. Not so good for you, Christine, but they host the Rhythms of the Night. Mexican musical dance. It's not much of a musical, but it's a show of kind of the the progression of the Mayan cultures and whatnot. So yeah, it's quite a cool little place. It is very popular for weddings there. We did actually renew our vows there, so it's got a little bit of a
Oh,
special part for me. And
Nice.
then in Cabo, if you are motorcycle riders, renting a Harley and cruising up the one side of the coast through the mountains and then back down the Pacific coast is a must to do. Stopping in Todos Santos and checking out the Hotel California. Yeah, those are kind of some of the fun tours and excursions that we've done while in
Yeah.
destination.
Well, and you can't forget about Cabo Wabo. Shout out to Sammy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all
That's
those
gotta
pub
see it.
crawls. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the pub crawls that you can do just walking down the streets of
Yeah.
in Cabo. There is
I think Cabo's one of my favorite. I really love Cabo.
mhm.
and happy endings. Happy endings is a fun one for us. We
Yeah.
like that one. Cool. So Espanol. Oh, sorry. Hablas Espanol. Can you speak Spanish? Apparently I can't. What about you, ladies? Have you learned Spanish? Any good tips on where you can learn Spanish, what you've done in the past, or to kind of catch up on some of your Espanol? Christine?
Well, I mean, most of it's been in destination and just thinking, oh gosh, so tomorrow I'm going to go to the next hotel and I would really like to have a room by the pool. How do I say that? And this is a bit demeaning because most of the resort staff speak 5 languages. So for them, we can speak quite easily English to them. But for example, in a taxi, it's a bit more of a challenge. So I've done a little bit with Duolingo. It's a free app. You can take the courses throughout the day. It's basically the same as Rosetta Stone, but it's free. My husband's been doing that almost since the pandemic started. And I used to know way more Spanish than him. And it's really upsetting because now he knows more than me. And so, I guess he's the translator now. So what about you, Sherry?
I don't know. I think probably otra margarita, por favor, as a one you should, or Dos 𝒂𝒑𝒄𝒂𝒑 is another one. 𝑘'𝒆𝒅𝒅𝒄𝒂𝒑, how are you? Is something everybody should know if you want to be friendly with the locals. And because we're Canadian, and I had to Google this, but we all say, I'm sorry all the time.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So you can go now saying lo siento. And now we can say sorry in Spanish like we do.
Yeah. And then they're going to laugh and say Canadian.
Yeah.
And where did you learn? Sherry, where did you learn your Spanish from?
Just picking up stuff like Paquito, small things here and there.
Yeah.
Like just learning from being there.
Locals,
I mean, I've tried. I was going to do the Rosetta Stone years ago, and I think I started it and I just kind of quit. But it's just talking to them and saying, how do you say that again? And having them explain to you and get the right pronunciation instead of trying to just fluff it off and well, I said it, but if you can, I mean, and Mexicans are so friendly that way.
Oh, for sure. They love for you to interact with them and show
so
some
nice.
Appreciation of their language and whatnot. So yeah, that's where I've picked up very poquito of my language too, or my translations too. That and Mexican TV. Spanish TV. It's got the translations right along the bottom. So that's
watch a whole episode of Friends in Spanish. Listen and watch.
Yeah, exactly. I learned some swear words too. So some of the basic ones that you should know if you are going to Mexico are words like hola, which is hi, por favor, which is please, which is gracias, which is thank you, de nada, which is you're welcome. And these will just help say when you're getting served by your server or whatnot. It's just an appreciation and it's just a communication and a fun thing to do to let the staff on site or wherever, any of the locals know that you're at least trying to learn their language.
Right.
Yeah, I will say though, the one thing, especially with my way of doing it, where I think, well, how would I say this in Spanish? And then Googling it and then thinking, oh, great, now I know how to say this. Well, this can backfire on you. So we were in Cabo and we went to the mall, and the rooftop section, we were walking around there, and we'd been drinking a few beers around the marina. So now it's baño time. And I'm like, uh-oh. And it was reaching critical point. And I saw one of the employees of the mall, and I was like, oh, ¿dónde está el baño? And he answered in Spanish, which was a massive fail for me. So I would say, if you're not sure what they're going to respond, I would do the ¿Dónde está el baño? and then they'll point, because he was like,
right there.
izquierda. And I'm like, izquierda, is that left or is it right? I know derecha is one and izquierda is the other, but which one is it? I'm like, okay, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go right, and we're gonna hope that that's the right one.
Yes, knowing where that baño is an important thing. I'm always scoping out where's the baño if you're anywhere. It needs to
But
be.
you know what? The one thing that's really cool is if you've got your smartphone handy and you've got the Google Translate app. Another thing that happened to me driving in a taxi, mostly the taxi drivers know English pretty well, but Uber drivers not so much, I have found. So if you get the app, there's actually a conversation part of the app where they can say to you, which part of the hotel are you staying in? And you can say, oh, I'm on the heaven side of Hard Rock Riviera Maya. Mm-hmm. So that they take you to the right lobby. Because as you know, some of these resorts have multiple lobbies. Mm-hmm. And so what'll happen is they say it to you in Spanish. The app reads it out to you in English. Right. Yeah. You reply in English and it reads it out to them in Spanish. So you can have a whole conversation like, oh, you're a student. Okay, well, I'm here for work because I'm a travel agent. Yeah, so that's kind of a fun way to interact.
Yeah, I downloaded it after, we were kind of chatting. I've downloaded that. That'll definitely be my next go-to and destination.
Cool.
Sure. Sherry, any other Mexican words you can share with us?
I've been watching a lot of Mexican drug cartel shows, as we were talking about what we were watching on TV to get us through this pandemic. And I've watched quite a few, and the two that pop up the most is Policia and Federales, because they're everywhere.
Which you don't want to
ask for help. Christine, you had one yesterday. What was help me?
Yeah, I was just going to look it up again to make sure that I'm saying it correctly.
Oh, that's right.
Because we want to know how to get a hold of these Federales.
Yeah. So help me. The direct translation is ayúdame. See if I can do it. I'll do it again. I'll play it.
Ayúdame.
Ayúdame. It's AUADAME. But yeah, I really thought, gosh, and I learned it through one of these lessons, and I thought, okay, how many times have I been to Mexico? Like 5-6 times a year for how many years? And this is the first time that it occurred to me. Well, I guess that's a good news story that I've never needed that before.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Yeah,
but,
sure.
Definitely jot that down on one of your phrases to learn.
It is a good one. Yeah, it is. It just even so much as grabbing something off a shelf in one of the stores. It doesn't mean I'm in desperate need of help. Come help me, Federales, but just asking for some help behind the counter or something like that. So
or my luggage is too heavy to lift.
Yeah.
Can you help me get back to the room?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we've all had that one.
So I'm going to try to say this one, and just please bear with me. But Alberta, Celia, which is Cia, which is this lounge chair taken? Which is a good one to ask your pool, like locals, if you're on the beach, or say your pool staff members that are around the pool. If there's a chair that might be taken by another guest or whatnot, or where would be a nice spot for them to sit. That's a good one. So Alberta, Cia. There we go. So yeah.
Bravo, Tammy, bravo, because That
But
was
yeah,
too long for me.
yeah, I know. It's one of my, I've expanded on my language on that one for sure. So speaking of pool chairs, do you ladies know, and I think this is a good one to share with our viewers, about the etiquette of lounge chair saving? When you head down to the beach after breakfast, or head down to the pool, you've gotten up, you head down to the pool after you've had your breakfast and you want to grab a lounge chair around the pool, and they've all been taken, not by people, but by
Towels.
personal belongings of people. Nobody in sight for hours. So therefore you're left with a crappy lounge chair out by the palm tree with not even close to the pool. So
Right.
I think
Beside
this
the
is
bathroom.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a good etiquette and a good way to share that if you're only going to be gone from your lounge chair, stay for a half hour. That's perfectly fine. Put your sunscreen down, put your book down. But if you're one that gets up at the crack of dawn and throws your book down there and then doesn't show up until 4 p.m.
Right.
I'm sorry, but you're
Yeah.
kind of a so yeah, just share just share with just sharing that tip that yeah, don't, everybody wants to have fun around the pool. So
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of the resorts, I guess, over the last year or two, most of the resorts that I've stayed at have not required a towel card. So for those who don't know, you're issued a towel card at check-in, and you trade that for a singular towel. A lot of the more like 5-star resorts don't do that. You could just go and grab as many as you like, which I prefer. But I will say that the negative side of that is once people are finished with their lounge chairs, they might bunch up the towels, which is generally an indication that they're finished with the towels for the day. But they might just leave them. And because they don't have to collect that towel card. Now, if you lose that throughout the week, it's 20, 40, $50 when you go to check out. So there is some financial incentive for you to, make sure that you're keeping track of your towel cards. But with these resorts where you're not required to ditch your towel at the end, sometimes, as you say, Tammy, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all the chairs are taken and there's 3 people in the pool. Well, mathematically, we know that there's something wrong here.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I've gone in. What's that, Tam?
I was going to say, pick up your pool towels and just take them back to the pool hut and dispose of them so that people will know that, yeah, your chair is no longer taken and they can
and
now
don't
use
hog
it.
them. They're hogging these chairs, right? Like,
yeah,
so annoying.
Yeah.
And general rule of thumb is pool or beach, not both.
Not both. Yeah. Pick your spot where you want to sit and just enjoy it, and don't be a
chair hog.
Don't be a chair hog.
Yeah.
So
nobody likes
our
chair hog.
Nobody likes a chair hog. So so that's our kind of our little tip for once you're back at the pool and what you should do and shouldn't do.
Your etiquette for chair hogging.
Chair saving. So and I think we've got some national days coming up there, Sherry.
We do? Yep. Well, of course, most importantly, today is Travel Agents Day, Appreciation Day again. So send some love to your travel agents.
Cheers, ladies.
It's been a rough go.
It's been a rough go. We've made it this far.
Cheers.
Salud.
And don't forget to tell your travel agent that you appreciate everything that she's done for you, or look forward to seeing her again or him again in the future. And we do so much for them all the time. Even when we're not doing stuff for them, we're doing something for them, right? Like we're always thinking of them. Like I was laughing. I think we're going to be so appreciated going forward. I saw a meme the other day, and it was a guy sitting at a desk, and he was handing his his iPhone to the travel agent, asking her if she could. He was going on a road trip, and he wanted her to download his playlist for his road trip. So I'm like, I don't know if I'd ever do that, but it was quite comical. It was cute.
For
Yeah.
a service fee, we will.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rock and roll tune list. That's for sure. If I did it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, Cinco de Mayo that we've been celebrating on the show today. We have National Beverage Day on the 6th, Cosmopolitan Day on the 7th. Homebrew Day is the 7th as well. Mother's Day, of course. So don't forget to send your mom flowers.
Yeah.
Make her day. Don't call her. Send her flowers.
Yeah.
Or call her too. That's on the 9th. The 13th is World Cocktail Day, and the 15th is World Whiskey Day. So
Wow.
it's a busy
Gonna
month
be-
for some drinks
Yeah, for sure.
and celebrations.
Yeah.
Lots of celebrations. Oh, and I have to say, shout out to my oldest bestie in North Carolina, Andrea, had her birthday on Monday, and I always like to rub it in that she's older than me. So happy birthday, Andrea.
Happy birthday, Andrea.
We miss you.
We miss you. Hope to see you in a month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully.
So with that being said, coming up on our next show, we're winding down here. So coming up on our next show, we're going to talk about sun holiday groups. Are a great way to travel with all your friends and family that we've all missed desperately over the last year and a half here. So it's a good way to spend some quality time. So we'll talk about what the advantages is about booking some group travels, some of the benefits, the savings, that sort of stuff. And also we'll talk about destination weddings, also another good
Yay.
topic right now to
Mhm.
talk about that. And we'll also talk about when you travel and you bring treats on vacation, whether it's snacks or beverages or whatnot, should you declare these? So we'll be talking about those as well.
Good to know.
And
Oh, Jovi, you're back. Hey. Nice sombrero, Jove.
he's celebrating Cinco de Mayo with mom today. So yeah, and then that's really kind of it. So we want to just wrap it up here. So if you've enjoyed the show, make sure that you give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and also join us on Facebook at Facebook/group/@NewViewOnTravel. And gracias for spending this time with us today. We really appreciate you watching and hope that you enjoyed the show. It's been fun celebrating Cinco de Mayo with you and with everybody out there. And we look forward to doing it again as we share our thoughts with you on a new view of travel.
Awesome. Adios, amigos.
Adios.
Hasta pronto.